This one says, I'm Obedo Wusu, a student of Koforidua Technical University. I support every bit of analysis investigation when it comes to corruption, but my only worry, nothing really will come out of this. Just see, we are in Ghana. Okay, Obedo Wusu, a student of Koforidua Technical University. Let's see what happens. Okay. Right. This one says, some years ago, Anas brought videos about these things. He's gone even to Al Jazeera and BBC and all of those. Don't you think he is being financed by the foreign world to just tarnish the image of Ghana? Have we thought about it? That I can't say. This one is from Mensa. He is an international organization. Something. I can't get the end of your Mensa. Okay, we are all not aware whether it's the foreign, there are foreign partners behind this just to tarnish the image of Ghana. Because, okay, according to Mensa, foreigners are even corrupt than we Ghanaians, but they will never show their bad side. You go to their countries, there are people who are all over the streets, but they will never show the bad side of their country. They always project the good sides of their country. Okay, I think I have so many of the messages in here, but let's come to the issue about homosexuality. Doctor, should it matter who people choose to be in a relationship with, especially when it does not hurt anybody?
Would you like to see your child sleeping with a dog? No, there is a norm and there is a right. This is the fundamental issue we are making. Freedom without responsibility is slavery. Go to Holland and see people shooting their body, shaking with addiction and can't control it. So that's what we survive on, because if they refuse to reproduce and the plant kingdom refuses to reproduce, there will be no food for us. We can't survive. So it's a survival matter, and God didn't put these things in order for naught. So we're looking at the natural order, and we see that this is an abnormal behavior that jeopardizes the sanctity of humanity. And that is why we need to deal with the issue up front and help those who are in that trouble. We are not just going to talk about how bad it is, but we believe they need help. Right. And that's where we stand. But
what causes a homosexual orientation, Alfred?
Well, I will not pretend to be a geneticist or somebody who is deep into how chromosomes behave, or even a scientist or a biologist. But I know for a fact that there are some people who, as a result of environmental orientation, might have taken up certain characteristics. And I would like to give just one short illustration for want of time, because we don't have enough time. There's a lady that I met and I fell into discussion with her, and he said it is a school mother who made her lesbian, because as a young girl attending one of the schools, name of the school withheld, the school mother would like to bath with her, and anytime she bathed with her in the bathroom, she'll be holding certain, critical, body parts of her body, and at the point in time, she grew to like it. You see, this is environmental. But you see, the question I've asked, and before the program, I was asking my senior colleagues that what about people who are maybe a particular sex but behave like the opposite sex? You know that people call tomboy and other people, they are boys but they behave feminine. I have a friend, he's very touchy. Yeah, girls who also, I'm not a scientist.
Okay, right.
Actually come out.
Let me add something very quickly. The Human Genome Project took years to do, and they had thousands of genes to assess the whole human genome. There was only one single gene that they were able to identify as predisposing anyone to homosexual orientation, not a single one of them. Number two, the homosexuals have been knocking at the LGBTQ, let me put it that way, have been knocking at the doors of the American Psychiatric Association annual meetings, and been trying to lobby their way to get them to admit that it's a scientific behavior. I think even the American ambassador has spoken to that effect. And throughout all their attempts, they have failed. The American Psychiatric Association has come out emphatically that there is nothing scientific about that predisposition. It is an behavior, period.
So, okay, Dr. Jangba, your initial comments on this, is it natural, moral, or it's unnatural and immoral?
What I would say, let's begin from the first.
Should it matter?
Should it matter? Yes, it matters. You see, we are driven by our worldview and our disposition. I've read from various religions. Hindus encourage you to marry a Hindu. Muslims encourage you to marry a Muslim. Christians encourage you to marry a Christian. Europeans encourage you to marry an European. But when there are cross differences, people should come to an agreement that there will be broad differences which they should overlook. If you don't overlook, a lot of my uncles who married abroad, after 50 years, they are all divorced. They are back to Ghana. Because somewhere along the line, the differences emerged after 40 years. So it matters who you go into relationship. Recently, Dr. gave us a vivid description of somebody in Philippines who went to the UK to marry. And after 1 year, when he heard Dr. Kubi preaching...
who is Dr. Kubi?
Dr. Kubi is a lecturer at the Dominion University, actually.
The Dean of Students of the
Dominion the Dean of Students, exactly. So this person, after 1 year, had to tell the husband she was married. Even though she was married as a woman, he was actually a man, a transgender. So after 1 year, nothing happened amongst them. They were all busy traveling, pecking, holding each other, but there was no sexual union. So after 1 year, he said, look, you married a woman, but actually, I'm a man. And there, they have to dissolve the relationship. So who you marry matters as you go along the line. The issue of homosexuality or whatever is based on our worldview. If you come over here, homosexuality thrives in communities where people say they are atheists. They say we don't believe in the God, we are the God ourselves. But when they come to Africa, the Christian has God, the Muslim has God, the traditionalists have God. When you add all in Ghana, the Christian, the Muslim, and traditionalists, we are more than 98%. 99%. So when they come here, they find that they cannot delete the God. So they tried our curriculum. They wanted to remove religious studies, but they couldn't. But they had to blend the Christian and Muslim one. It is still standing. Now, various ambassadors, the Canadian ambassador and others, are agitating for our school curriculum to be changed. And people have brought videos, cartoons, where boys are kissing and girls are kissing girls. If your children are watching cartoon, watch it with them. If you buy cartoon, watch it first before you give it to them. So suddenly, they are trying to, how do you call it, condition us. Conditioning is such that if I take this water and I drop a frog in it, and it's very hot, the frog will jump out. But if it's warm water at room temperature, I put the frog in it, and I put it on the stove, the frog will never jump out. It will stay in it, it is cooked. So right now, all our minds are being cooked through the media, through the video. And if you know about the Lucy Trust, they say homosexuality can work. 1, if children are given room to misbehave. 2, if traditional marriages are attacked. Number 3, they should make abortion very easy. And 4, they should provide services for sex to be very loose. 5, the media should help to promote concerts and things where people would dress straight, fighting and capturing people, and we saw slaves. Now they are coming with another agenda, always to set us at loggerheads with each other. Now they are laughing because they feel that some people are fighting homosexuals. Anytime they set a fight against us, they like it. Even the announced thing, yes, it could be good, but they have a different dimension. When the government is doing well, they pump in these things to divert the mind of the whole nation, they will be discussing it, then they will be taking the gold and things outside.
Okay, let me put you on hold for I need to charge it up for this particular one. Doctor, I'll bring you in quickly, but Alfred spoke little about, but let me find out about Alfred, whether this whole issue about homosexuality is about a thing of culture, morality, or religion, or what have you. What really is it?
I probably thought you read what I've written there.
I haven't.
Yes,
I haven't
it is ethical, it is moral, it is legal, it is cultural. You understand me? But I'm a Christian. I'm a religious person. My Bible says that a man will leave his home and cleave on to a woman. It didn't say a rat. You understand me? Or it didn't say that a woman would leave his home and cleave on to another woman. So I am ready, and I don't care ethical a country which is not a religious country. And there's one thing that people watching us and listening to us should know. Ghana is a secular state, and we live with other religions in an atmosphere of peace and tranquility. You understand me? So it is about a matter of what? A religion. My morals, my ethical standards, my integrity, which is underpinned or undergirded by my religion, which is Christianity. And it doesn't allow. I know that a lot of religions cut across. If you read the Quran, right, it is so much against this homosexuality or lesbianism, whatever they call it, gayism, right? And a lot of things, there are a lot of parallels when you read the Quran very well and read the Bible. You see that some of these things, but there's no single of evidence in the Bible that anybody, individual or person, indulge in this kind of heinous and act which should be condemned.
That is why I bring in Dr.
Let's put things in perspective. Yeah. It is in the Bible. Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah. Sodomy is homosexuality. Yeah. Okay. And the Bible
condemns it.
It condemns it in Leviticus 18 and then in Romans 1. Culture is what? It's a way of a people. So it's a cultural issue. Okay. And I laugh at Theresa May when she thinks that it's Britain that gave us the law against homosexuality. The Ghana Songhai Empire existed in the 12th century BC, way before America and Europe were born.
Yes.
And we use what we call oral tradition to propagate our culture. And this has been passed on for centuries. Millennia of years before they were born, it was a taboo in our culture. Okay. America does not accept polygamy. They stop at bigamy. Bigamy is when you marry two. Bigamy is an offense in America. They will not even have room for discussion. Polygamy is acceptable in our culture. No African will be accepted to practice polygamy in Europe. And that's why I like your first question. Are they bullying us? Yes, they are trying to bully their way here. Okay, they have to appreciate our culture. I was in development banking at the World Bank. You go to a people you want to assist, you want to know their felt needs. What is it that they are looking for? You ask them. You don't come and impose what you think they need on them. All right? Now, the European Court of Human Rights in 2016, 47 judges from 47 countries were confronted by the homosexual LGBT group to make homosexuality a legal right. 47 judges voted unanimously that it is not a human right and should not be in any country. Did you hear BBC talk about it? Did you hear CNN?
It's on their online portal.
Well, but they did not highlight
it as much as it should be.
If the decision had been to their advantage, it would have been breaking news. That's why President Trump is calling them fake news. Everything that has come out by this type of issue, confrontation, must be exposed in a very open manner. They've been quiet about it, and they are trying to bully their way into this matter. So it is clear, culturally, we don't admit it. It's a taboo. Religiously, as he said, even the traditional culture of Africa has God there. The pouring of libation is to the ancestors, and they call on the supreme God first. So the traditional culture regards God's order, and God's order is male and female. Muslims respect God's order, is male and female. And Christianity also stands for male. And religiously, they are wrong. We reject. Okay. Culturally, they are wrong. And morally, we know from history that any kingdom that goes down the drain goes through moral depravity as a first step. When everything goes. In fact, in the book of Romans, the term reprobate minds is what is used. God said he gave them up to reprobate minds. And I went and checked some of the synonyms for reprobate. Reprobate synonyms in over Europe in 25 years. God said, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. The domination is not in higher per capita incomes. If your family has a per capita income of $10,000 and you are only 4, you bring 4 votes to the table. If a Muslim has married 4 wives and they are 16 plus their couple, that's 18. That's what they bring. And so within 25 years, the outside world is going to dominate the indigens. And one of their fears is, how can we live in our own land and become minorities? So LGBTQ is one of the population control strategies. You have to appreciate this.
Suggested to us.
Suggested to us. Because now, if 1 billion women become lesbians, that's 2 billion women out of reproduction. And same for men. So it's a serious population control dynamic that they are trying to push. That's why they are so stubborn, using what I call ambush journalism. Our president was cornered at an international conference. I'm sure they didn't tell him they would throw in that question. And Christiana Amanpour and all of them are standing out there. Have you heard of the Christiana Amanpour's husband or Richard Quest's wife? And who are these people who are pushing this agenda? Could it be that they are homosexuals? We have to answer these questions.
A wild guess.
It's a wild guess, but the way they are pushed, okay, use the curricula to bring in this sexual orientation, to desensitize them when they are young. So when they see boys kissing boys, it becomes normal. They want to normalize an abnormal behavior. That's the strategy they are adopting. And that's why the National Coalition is right, and there's something called wrong. It is wrong for a human being to sleep with a dog. Germany has made the, what do you call it, bestiality acceptable. When a kingdom or a nation is about to deteriorate and fall, they go through the first channel of depravity. The one thing that is keeping this society of Africa sane is the right order of man to woman. We are not going to accept. South Africa has
I was asking about South Africa
because of the whites.
Doctor, I want doctor to conclude.
I want to usurp a little
bit
bit of your authority.
Yes.
So that he will tie this in. I think Doc, being an advisor of SU and being someone who has worked with the World Bank, is about 90% talking about the economic approach of all these things. But that is not, are these not a precursor to the end? Does it not suggest that the world is coming to an end?
Okay, Doctor will, by usurping my role, Doctor will come to that one quickly, yes. But I have to go for a quick break, then okay. We'll announce our phone lines and we allow our viewers to also contribute to the program. It is the round table. We are looking at the... Earlier we spoke about betraying the game. We know about the expose of Anas, and now we are talking about whether Ghana is being bullied into legalizing homosexuality, or should homosexuality remain illegal in our part of the world, even though South Africa and some other African country, Botswana too, has accepted it as legal. But you can call into the program after this break. Call is 0209 578 478. 0209-578-478. You can call into the program. Just ensure that this is a national platform. The language must be civil, and we can pick your call. You can also send me a text on 02444-75422. Yeah, remember that we are also streaming live on YouTube. You can join us by subscribing to our channel, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, and this is powered by the online unit of gbcghana.com. We are streaming online on YouTube, so you can also join the conversation in there. I'm seeing it right here. I can read your comments from there. We'll be back. Be with us.
When night falls and the city lights are shown bright, with the country entirely asleep, then the work of the journal begins. Our imagination goes wild, dreaming, thinking, and searching for that unique story idea. Visualizing and translating these ideas into action brings the story to life. And, like the fizz in our wine glasses, the story bubbles, finding space as headlines on front pages in the print, broadcast electronically, and posted on new media across the globe. And when it catches the attention of the powers that be, they act speedily.
Panelists and I as we speak to weightier issues.
Brings it to us. It brings in exciting perspectives, different speakers, different insights, and different dimensions of the problems. You come away always learning something new, always refreshed, and always given food for thought. It has really enlivened and galvanized the space. We wish it many more successful years of programming and hope that it will continue to maintain that flavor that has made news in Ghana so exciting.
All right, everyone, welcome back. Now, we are talking about whether Ghana is being bullied into legalizing homosexuality, and some comment in here says, do gays or lesbians eat through their nose, ears, or even through aesthetics or others? Should we fast-track the process?
Look, if it
is the end time, then as humans, should we go ahead of God and fast-track the process? Because these are the things that brought God, sent angels to Sodom and Gomorrah to help the people turn evil ways. And yet we are also trying to toe the same line. Even if it's the end time, should we as humans help God to do his work?
Well, the fact that we are in the end times is clear. It's not just because of the LGBTQ. Okay? If you read the book of Daniel, he talked about what will happen in the last days. He talked about knowledge increasing. Today, a man came to my house with an 8-year-old boy. He was asking me for caustic soda. He wanted to go to the kitchen. I said, what do you want to use caustic soda for? He says he wants to make a bomb. He has read on the internet. Knowledge has increased. He said, Daniel said, men shall travel to and fro. Today we have supersonic flights all over the world. The disciples were working with Jesus and by the temple, and they said, look at these huge stones. He said, a time is coming when there will be no one stone upon the other. He talked about AD 70, when Nero the Mad burnt Jerusalem and tore down the walls of the temple. But he also talked about other things that will happen in the last days. He said, man shall be lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. It is very clear that that is what we are in. Children shall be disobedient to parents. The signs are clear. He said, in the last day there shall be times of stress.
Right. And I have Elijah from Manya.
We have
Elijah quickly. Hello, Elijah. Good to have you on the round table. Hello, Elijah.
Hello.
Yes, good to have you. Let's hear you, Elijah.
Yeah. Speaking of homosexuality in Ghana, I think it shouldn't be accepted, and the foreign investors also have ways, various ways and means they try to secure people. Yeah, as the doctor was saying, it's very true. They try to make the kids see from their child that all this thing is a normal.
People already we are suffering. Is uncultural for a man to lie with a man or a woman to lie with a woman, and this one is coming.
na nyame di boy bi man ya de sum ye no ayira so baby ayira you be doing na for be ya homosexual anybody one man homosexual anybody some a well homosexual no it's not every problem with sabi bema only ni bema eye bi bone a omodi o bema so mo homosexual well homosexual and fact kra you can't do it, ma. Oh, many big and so do my Gumuria. And to trust them, and myself, and also, a pastor, remember, you can't just remember the memo. Remember what you are. We even for the high homosexuals, because except you are one set of the same kind. It's yeah before every time you have someone you could hear about for 7 minutes, you know. And my young someone and before your boy see any or bad them you give you and I see you know or bad got them and change the only them or bad them call them it's not them money them one shelter. Your practices are when you not change any Jesus Christ any Christianity. So only more bashes or
thank you very much, Oman Lawyer. LGBTQ is immoral, illegal, illogical, and unnatural. It is against the natural order of things. Even animals do not have sexual relations with the same sex. LGBTQ increases the health risk of STIs, including HIV and AIDS, and as well as anal and cervical cancer. It is against marriage, procreation, proper parenting, and healthy psychological and psychosexual development. It is a perverted way of thinking and will certainly destroy society. How can a human anatomically male or female and deny that identity and choose to be the exact opposite? Allowing LGBTQ is the first step in degrading and corrupting the moral sanity and standards of society. Say no to LGBT. Please add your name. That is a long one, but you didn't add your name. I'll prefer that you are. Please, can Dr. Onwuna drop his number, please? Typically on the issue of homosexuality, we need his help urgently because we are also into it. But let me say that it's an illegal act, and it's not for the will of God to mankind. For Ghana being a Christian country, we have to tell the world that kind of country we are before the wrath of God comes upon us. And the one who says that it is illegal is from Ralph Lonaire from Tema Community 12. I have a caller on the line. Say your name and where you're calling from. Hello, sir. One from Tema. I have somebody on the line. Kofi Ajimai, good to have you on the round table. Hello, Kofi. We are discussing whether Ghana is being bullied into legalizing homosexuality. And earlier we spoke about betraying the game.
Hello.
Your contribution, sir, Kofi.
Okay, so I wanted to make a contribution to this discussion, and actually I'm a little bit confused because the panelists are trying to say that Ghana is a Christian nation, and therefore when you accept this, it's the beginning of our degradation or whatever they call it. But I'm trying to understand that countries in Europe, maybe Holland or other countries, have accepted it and haven't degraded as we are.
Okay, but Kofi, first, before you move on, my panelists never said Ghana is a Christian nation. They didn't say emphatically, but they have said that we are a religious country because there are traditionalists who believe in one God, there are Muslims who believe in one God, and there's a Christian who believe in one God. So when you come to Africa, and particularly Ghana, it is the God factor they cannot take away. That is how come they are brainwashing us through cartoons and all of those.
I agree.
So that was the point.
I agree with them that it's a religious country.
Okay, please go ahead. I just wanted to make that clarification.
I agree with them that whether it's a Christian or Muslim, it's a religious country. But my point is, other countries who have accepted it haven't degraded as much as we might think that we're going to go there. But the problem is, are we sure that we know what we are doing as a nation? Because until we become independent economically, until we become independent socially, we cannot try. We're not going to accept what these Westerners are bringing to us.
Manage our money properly, we will be able to